Hello everyone, welcome to Meet With Me. High voltage power distribution equipment. High voltage distribution equipment is an important part of the distribution line. Do you know the common high voltage distribution equipment? Common high voltage power distribution equipment, mainly transformers, circuit breakers, disconnector switches, load switches, job-type fuses, lightning arrestor, reactive power compensation devices, transformers, etc. In this lesson, we will learn the role of this common high-voltage power distribution equipment, principle of operation, structural characteristics, and types. First, let's learn about transformers. Transformer is a kind of static electrical equipment. It is the use of electromagnetic induction. A voltage of alternating current can be transformed into the same frequency. Another voltage of alternating current energy. Power transformers of voltage levels below 35 kV are called distribution transformers. Abbreviation: distribution transformer. It is a step-down transformer. The insulation of power transformer windings and cooling matter are the main factors affecting the use of transformers. Generally, according to the transformer winding insulation and cooling mode can be divided into oil-immersed dry type 2 forms. Oil-immersed transformer. Oil is the insulation and cooling matter of the transformer windings. Cooling method heat dissipation is better. Moderate cost performance, but fire and explosion-proof performance is poor. It is the main application type of power system. Dry-type transformers use epoxy resin, insulation and cooling of the transformer winding. Slightly worse heat dissipation, high price, but fire and explosion-proof performance is good. Increasingly used in modern buildings. Here's a study of circuit breakers. High-voltage circuit breakers play two roles in the power grid. 1. Control. According to the needs of grid operation, will part of the electrical equipment or line into or out of operation. 2. Protection. In case of failure or electrical equipment or power line failure, relay protection or automatic device sends a chip signal, breaks the circuit breaker to quickly remove the faulty equipment or line from the grid, ensures normal operation of non-faulty part of the grid. Structural characteristics of circuit breaker. With perfect arc extinguishing device and no obvious visible disconnection gap, overhead distribution lines, on-column circuit breaker, also known as on-column switching. It is a kind of circuit breaker that can cut off or connect the line, and in the event of a short circuit fault in the line, through the operation or relay protection device, the fault line manual or automatic switching equipment. The circuit breaker, according to the arc extinguishing medium used, can be divided into sulfur hexafluoride SF6 circuit breaker and vacuum circuit breaker. Disconnecting switch, also known as disconnecting knife gate, can be used for line equipment outage maintenance, fault finding, cable testing, etc. pull open the disconnecting switch. The equipment to be serviced can be isolated from other operating line, gives personnel a visible and obvious disconnection point, ensures safe maintenance or test work. Advantages of on-post disconnectors are low cost, simplicity, and durability. Disconnectors are a type of switch gear. Switch gear without a special arc extinguishing device. Arc extinguish capacity is very weak. Therefore, it cannot be used to open the load current or short circuit current. General power supply operation. Close the connecting switch first, then close the circuit breaker or load switch during power failure operation. Disconnect the circuit breaker or load switch first, or load switch before disconnecting the disconnecting switch. The following fields is 10 kV distribution line, branch line, and distribution transformers. The most commonly used type of overload or short circuit protection switch. It is widely used in 10 kV distribution line and distribution transformers as protection and switching operation of equipment. It has simple structure and cheap price, easy installation and maintenance, quick and reliable protection, compact size, etc. Dropping fuses. Generally installed in 10 kV distribution line, branch line, can reduce the scope of power outage because it has a high voltage falling fuse, has an obvious disconnection point, functions as a disconnecting switch, creates a safe working environment for maintenance, increases the sense of security for maintenance personnel. Installation on distribution transformers. It can be used as the main protection of the distribution transformer. Therefore, it has been popularized in 10 kV distribution lines and distribution transformers. The structure of the falling fields, mainly insulator, lower supports base, lower movable contact, lower static contacts, mounting plate, upper static contacts, duct bell, upper movable contacts, fuse tube, etc. The working principle of the falling fuse. The fuse is connected in series in the circuit to be protected under normal operating conditions. Because the current through the fuse is small, although the temperature of the fuse rises but will not melt the circuit, is reliably connected. When the circuit is overloaded or short-circuited, when the current increases, the melt temperature rises above the melting point, and fuse and quickly extinguish the arc, cut the circuit. The higher the current flowing through the fuse body, the shorter the fuse melting time. The following study load switch. Load switch is a kind of arc extinguishing ability between the disconnecting switch and the circuit breakers between the simple switching equipment. The main difference between a load switch and a disconnecting switch is that the load switch is equipped with a simple arc extinguishing device, can connect and disconnect the load current in the circuit, but the arc extinguishing capacity of the load switch far less than the circuit breaker, cannot cut off the short circuit current. Therefore, the load switch can open and close circuits with loads, can cut off a certain amount of load current and overload current. but cannot cut off short-circuit current. Must be used in series with high-voltage fields to cut off short-circuit current with the help of fuses. Lightning arrestor is used to limit the lightning over voltage of the main protection appliance. Overhead distribution lines are often used lightning arrestor to carry out lightning protection. Currently, the distribution lines with lightning arrestor, mainly metal oxide lightning arrestor. Lightning arrestor should be installed near the protected equipment across the connection between its terminals. Overvoltage is transmitted from the line to the lightning arrestor. When the value reaches arrestor operating voltage, when the arrestor action limit the overvoltage to a certain level. After the overvoltage is applied, lightning arrestor and quickly return to the cut-off state. The power system returns to normal. The following is a study of reactive power compensation devices. Transformers, motor, and other electrical equipment operating need to absorb a large amount of reactive power from the system. System reactive power supply is seriously insufficient, or improper configuration will cause voltage reduction, increase in equipment loss, low utilization rate, and other problems. Reactive power compensation on the distribution network can improve the distribution of reactive power in the distribution network, improve the power factor of the grid, improve voltage quality, avoid long-distance transmission of reactive power, reduces distribution network losses, increase the power supply capacity of the distribution network. The compensation method generally adopts parallel compensation, reactive power compensation, generally according to the principle of local balance, decentralized compensation, and centralized compensation in two forms. Finally, the voltage transformers are similar to transformers. It is used to change the voltage on the line, but the purpose of the transformer to change the voltage is to transmit electrical energy. Therefore, their capacity is very large. They are usually measured in kilovolts amperes or megavolts amperes or megavolts amperes. The purpose of voltage transformers is to supply power to measuring instruments and relay protection devices, to measure line voltage, power, and electrical energy, or to protect valuable equipment. On the line, motors, and transformers. Voltage transformers are therefore very small, usually only a few volt-amps, a few dozen volt-amps. The maximum is not more than 1,000 volts. Class, this lesson will mainly introduce common high-voltage power distribution equipment role, principle of operation, structural characteristics and types. To be able to recognize them, we still need to accumulate more practical exercises. That's all for this lesson. Thank you, everyone.